Our guest today is on the front lines of the community response. Jay Quaintance is the president of SUNY Sullivan. Jay, thank you so much for joining us today for Sullivan 180 Presents Take 5. How are you doing?
Thank you, Megan. I'm doing really well. It's a new time, but we're trying to figure out how to excel and make the most of it and still stay really relevant and serve our community.
Yeah. So can you tell us a little bit about your position at Sullivan?
Sure. So as president of SUNY Sullivan, I'm ultimately responsible for every bit of the operation of the place. And in the best of times, it's a challenge. It's a complex organization. We're the only point of post-secondary education in Sullivan County, which means that not only are we responsible for maybe the first step to college or workforce training, but we're also a community resource in a way that counties that have, or areas that have multiple colleges wouldn't have to rely on one for.
So what does the day-to-day operation look like if I'm a student and knowing that graduation is coming up? How has the day-to-day changed?
Well, instead of having a seated class at a particular time, the faculty and the students have been working together to figure out a solution. So a lot of Zoom meetings are taking place. They are coordinated with timing. Many of them are doing them at the same time that their class was normally scheduled, so that it doesn't, it kind of keeps a regular rhythm going with that. And then others, it's, more asynchronous. So if you need to be able to do some work, and then turn it in late at night, that's fine as well. We're trying to figure out solutions that work for all of our students and what their patterns are, as well as our faculty.
Right. It sounds like flexibility is key in this situation.
Absolutely. So there are people that have to go to the building periodically just to do essential services, but we're really trying to not be on site as much as possible. Although the community garden is open and people can go and still tend their gardens, and the New Hope farm is still in process because it's coming up on planting season, and New Hope community really relies on the produce that's produced there for serving their clientele.
Wow, that's great. So you've told us about some of the issues or hardships with students and with faculty, but what are some of the positives that have come out of this situation?
It's interesting because maybe every cloud has a silver lining, I don't know, but it really has brought people closer together and a greater sense of community. One of the things that I heard on a call yesterday, we were talking about the dorm students and how disconnected they feel from the institution at this point. They're back in their home communities. Most of those are not from Sullivan County, so they're really at a distance. But our staff has been reaching out to them, and our residence hall staff has been calling them at least once or twice a week, just checking in. And initially those calls were really about, just making sure you're okay, touching base, making sure that they don't lose track of their academics, making sure that, we have a plan for them to be able to pick up the remainder of their possession. But the tenor of those calls has really changed, and it's become much more personal, and they are reaching out about the stresses that they're experiencing. So our counseling staff has now been much more engaged in working with them through Zoom counseling sessions and seeing if we can help reduce their stress level, take away some of the anxiety that they're feeling, and make sure that they have kind of the emotional protection that they need in order to be able to excel in their studies.
So I kind of have the inside scoop knowing some of the faculty at SUNY Sullivan, and I know that you guys have taken on some innovative ways of staying engaged, especially with staff, with virtual walks together. Can you tell us a little bit more of how things have shifted? You have some new online learning opportunities.
Sure. So in terms of supporting our faculty and staff, we had just started a wellness program when this whole thing came undone. And immediately we started brainstorming, and, we have really just amazing staff who are very, very bright and very creative. And so they've been able to come up with some great ideas. So, we are holding virtual walks, right? So the team that put that together, led by Maura, has done a fantastic job in getting people outside.
Yeah.
And fortunately, the weather has been pretty good. So we've been able to get outside. And we also, at that same time, we were starting we were moving to a smoke-free campus, a tobacco-free campus. And so we've been able to shift some of that. So providing people resources for smoking cessation and kicking the habit so that when we do get to come back on campus, we will be totally smoke-free and much healthier, we hope.
Great.
We've worked with our community partners, such as Sullivan 180, to support the work that you folks are doing with the community health partners. We've moved a lot of those courses to our online platforms so that the people associated with 180 can still reach out and support the people that they've been involved with. And we're providing all of that at no cost.
So can you provide us with a way for the community to stay up to date on what's going on at SUNY Sullivan? And in addition to that, how they might be able to help? Is there any way that they could help with any of your efforts?
Sure. So there's a couple of things. In terms of the first part of your question, the best way to stay up to date with what we're doing is to go to our website, which is sunysullivan.edu. Additionally, we keep trying to get information out through Sullivan County Democrat, through social media, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. In terms of how the community can help, one thing that we did is polled our students to find out what the impact of COVID-19 has been on them. So are they, experiencing financial difficulties because them or some member of their family may have lost a job, or multiple members of their family have lost a job? Are they suffering from food insecurity? Are they suffering from housing conditions that are subpar? So our foundation, the SUNY Sullivan Foundation, and the college are working to start a student relief fund, which will be rolling out probably, I would say, next week.
Okay.
The foundation is going to commit $10,000 in seed money to that, and then we're going to be soliciting donations for that, and it'll be direct aid to students. It won't be associated with any costs that they have associated with the college. We're working on that through the U.S. Department of Ed and the SUNY System Administration, but this will be really more for food insecurity issues. Do you just need a little money to tide you over? If you can't pay for your phone bill, but your phone is your only hotspot for internet, that's a problem. So we want to make sure that we can try to provide as much support for them in those ways.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, what I'd like to do is thank our partners more than anything else. I mean, it really has been gratifying to see how Sullivan County has come together. We were able to work with the hospital. They've been very supportive of what we do. Sullivan 180, Cornell Cooperative Extension, BOCES, everyone is really coming together. Sullivan Renaissance, it looks like they're going to be able to put some videos up for what they're trying to keep people engaged and keeping our county going and keeping it beautiful. So I think there's a lot of good work that's happening, and it just, I don't know, it really speaks to the quality of people that live in Sullivan County. They've really come together in a way that is super gratifying to be a part of. One thing I would pitch right now is that if you're interested in starting or pursuing the rest of your education, enrollment is open for summer courses as well as for fall courses.
Well, thank you again for joining me today for our interview. And one more time, Jay, could you share your website with us?
Sure, we're at www.sunysullivan.edu.
Okay, great. And this is Megan Mullally Gore from Sullivan 180. Sullivan 180 presents Take 5. Thank you.